Hey everyone! Today we're taking a delicious trip to Brazil with a brand new twist on a classic appetizer, pão de queijo, also known as a Brazilian cheese bread. Now these little cheese puffs are already amazing on their own, but we're gonna crank it up a notch by stuffing them with a savory and flavorful filling of seasoned chicken and mushrooms. It's the perfect finger food to elevate any party or a unique side dish that's sure to impress your guests. The best part, this recipe is surprisingly easy to follow, even for beginners in the kitchen. We'll walk you through making the dough from scratch and share some tips to achieve that golden brown, crispy outside and a delightful, chewy inside that everyone loves. So ditch the ordinary and get ready to tantalize your taste buds with this irresistible, cheesy chicken and mushroom pão de queijo. Let's get baking. Let's begin by making a simple, creamy chicken and mushroom filling. First, let's dice into tiny pieces about 300 grams of boneless chicken thighs. Next, season with salt and fresh black pepper. Now we're going to cook the chicken in a skillet or a pan over medium-high heat with 2 tablespoons of oil. Stir the chickens until they are almost done. Now transfer them to a plate and set them aside. Let's quickly finely chop about a quarter cup of yellow onion. The onion will help to give the flavor of the creamy sauce that we are about to make. Sauté onion in the same skillet or pan for 2 to 3 minutes over medium-high heat with 1 tablespoon of oil. Next, pour about 1 cup of chicken broth. To add a sharp and tangy flavor to the sauce, add 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. To add umami taste, add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. It's time to season with salt and pepper. For the creaminess, add about 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. Give that a quick stir and lower the temperature to simmer the sauce before we return the chicken. To add a bit of chewiness and earthiness of the filling, slice about 100 grams of mushrooms. Stir until the chicken and mushrooms are well coated with the sauce. Now reduce the sauce to thicken since the mushrooms tend to release more liquid. Meanwhile, let's chop some parsley to add a bit of color to the dish. Give it a last stir, turn off the stove, and allow the filling to cool to room temperature. While we wait for the filling to cool, let's make the cheese bread. Combine 1 cup of tapioca starch or tapioca flour in a mixing bowl. A quarter teaspoon of salt. Next, add half teaspoon of dried garlic powder. And add half teaspoon of dried oregano. Mix it with a whisk and set it aside. For the wet ingredients, combine 3/4 cup of 2% milk in a saucepan. 1/3 cup of avocado or grapeseed oil. And 2 tablespoons of water. Now transfer the saucepan to a stove and cook it over a medium heat until it boils. Keep stirring to prevent the milk from burning. Now pour it into the dry ingredients. Start stirring with a whisk and eventually the dough will start to become sticky. Now add 1 egg. The egg acts as a binder, holding the dough together since tapioca starch doesn't contain gluten. Add 3/4 cup of mozzarella cheese, which adds a delightful stretch and pull when you bite into the bread. To sharpen the cheese flavor, add a 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. Mix well to incorporate all of the ingredients. At this point, mixing with a spatula can be very helpful. Now grease a muffin tin with butter, but if you prefer, you can use cooking spray instead. Then add a little flour or tapioca starch to prevent stickiness. Fill each muffin cup with 1 to 2 tablespoons of dough. Then use the back of the spoon to flatten the dough. On the center, add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of the filling. Next, add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the dough over the filling. Use the back of the spoon to gently press down on the dough, molding it around the filling to create a complete enclosure. To prevent sticking, you can dip the spoon in water between presses. Bake in a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. And there you have it, a unique take on a traditional Brazilian cheese bread. This recipe is a must-have for those who enjoy flavors of chicken and mushrooms, as well as crispy, cheesy, and chewy bread. We hope you enjoyed this fun twist on a Brazilian cheesy bread. If you do, please leave a thumbs up and comment below if you tried it out, and let us know what other fillings you might try. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and until then, we will see you next time for more quick, easy, and delicious recipes.